yourself, your name, and your role in Hillsborough County Schools.
Hi, I'm Lynn Dougherty-Underwood. I'm the Director of Literacy K-12 for Hillsborough County Public Schools, and I'm delighted to be here today.
So why is word knowledge instruction important, and what part of word knowledge instruction do you think is most important and for whom?
So I'm a firm believer in the importance of word knowledge as a foundation for all of our learning related to anything literacy, reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry.
No worries at all. Sorry.
We saw you coming. Okay, so we're going to try it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Just pick up.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm a firm believer that word knowledge instruction is foundational for all of our literacy work, including reading, writing, speaking, and listening. The comprehension that we expect our students to be able to do in complex text and complex tasks starts with understanding the question that they're being asked, understanding the text itself. Without that vocabulary word study foundation, they're often lost in that complex text. So I'll give you an example. I worked with high school and middle school students at one part in my career, and as they were realizing the importance of taking the SAT and ACT, many of our high-performing students, even our potential national merit scholars, were struggling to get those high scores on an SAT. And what they were missing, and they realized, was the vocabulary. And so we worked very hard with them to attack through the morphology. So as you think about the parts of word knowledge, it's the morphology that truly, I think, hits home for a lot of our students. Understanding the word parts and relationships is critical.
All right, so you were instrumental to the implementation of word knowledge instruction during the 2018-19 school year in 42 elementary schools in Hillsborough County Public Schools. What were the challenges and solutions to implementing such a large randomized study?
So we're a large district, so that's the best part of participating in a study, is that we do have a lot of opportunity to involve our schools and our different populations of students and teachers. Some of the challenges that we had was the timing of selecting the teachers. In any, I'm sure, study of that nature, you have to have a planning year and you have to think about that whole process. So for us, the planning began in the spring, winter, spring. So by the time we were ready to select our teachers, we were in the process of transfer period. We were switching principals around for the following school year. So we were getting commitments from people who were very anxious to be a part of it and enthusiastic, and then they were moving schools. So that was one of our issues. We found that the best way, or our solution for it, was to over-communicate as much as we could, to send communication through that initial meeting with our principals that we did virtually, so the principals didn't have to leave their schools. And then following that up continuously with communication both from our Rel Southeast partners and also from the district, so that they knew, that we were very intentional about that selection and informing people who maybe weren't a part of the conversation in the beginning. Another challenge that we had was variance in our teachers' level of understanding and styles. We have, again, large district, a large number of new teachers each year. So they're coming in learning a whole new pedagogy about word study that perhaps they've never been exposed to. We really thought about the solution to that being our training, our professional development. So the summer training that the Rel Southeast team came in and did with us was instrumental, and it was very successful for our teachers to come in, review the materials, hands-on, got to truly experience the lessons before they were expected to go back and teach them. Hiring that local support team was also very, very helpful in that first 6-week round where they were in class. The hired consultants were in classrooms with our teachers and supporting them and providing them with additional professional development in that implementation in the beginning and then again at the end. We also felt like our reading coaches in some of our sites definitely were instrumental in helping the teachers kind of figure out how things fit within the scope of their day. We talked about, and my colleague Dr. Gahn and I talked about the bleed over of not having instruction from the experimental classrooms be utilized in the control classrooms. So it was a learning experience for some of our coaches as well to understand that process.
Okay, so would you recommend word knowledge instruction to other school districts? Why or why not?
We're very anxious to see the summative data that will come from our state assessments for our 5th graders to confirm what we believe we saw and know. Yes, we think that the kids really did engage in the lessons, really understood the idea of the word parts and how that can help them grow their vocabulary. And they understood that by growing that vocabulary, they would be more effective readers and could perform better on those tasks that they're expected to do. So we have a lot of hope that we'll see that bump in our FSA scores, our Florida Standard Assessment scores. I also think it gave the kids the confidence to, again, be able to attack words that are unfamiliar so that when they're in situations where they're trying to comprehend something that's maybe difficult for them, that they have another set of tools that they can bring to that. And it also helped them enjoy the idea of language and the idea of words and being able to think about how words can be put together to express themselves.
Can you share some of the benefits from your involvement with the REL Southeast Improving Literacy Alliance for the past 6 years?
Yes, incredible thought partners. You know, we have a lot of school districts in Florida, and we have, you know, multiple large districts. So we can get very siloed and encapsulated into our own districts and our own way of work. So over the years for me, I was previously the middle and secondary reading supervisor before I moved into this role as a K-12 literacy person. For me, it was that opportunity to truly thought partner with someone about the work that's taking place in other locations, not just in Florida, but around the nation. The Mississippi study comes to mind immediately. Our coaching work has been informed by the research studies and the different initiatives that REL has participated in and graciously shared that information with us. It is very heartening to know that I can pick up the phone and talk with any of the REL Southeast people and share a concern or share an idea or a thought or a suggestion, and that we'll get very thoughtful responses back into action. They're a very actionable, action-oriented group.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
That was
Linda.
great.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm not nearly so eloquent. Just
Oh, I
Again,
Oh my gosh. No, we had lots of thoughts down
think
here.
small
I
clips,
wrote
like there
down
might
you can
be 30, 45-second clips even from key things, you know, statements you make. So don't worry about, you know,
Linda's
fumbling
great.
or
I'm
anything
not
like
just
that. Or
looking at my
people
notes
walking
after
by.
each
I mean, yeah.
Canisters coming in through the door.
okay. Again. Oh.
Yeah, I think we're are you ready. So introduce yourself, let us know your name.